Does that make me the crazy one? And if you stand by me, does it break your heart? What does it
Hello? Hello? Hi. The microphone wasn't working for the first, 3 times I said hello, and I had to adjust a bunch of settings, very quickly on the fly. Hi. I haven't done this in a minute. I feel like my mic is peaking. I'm gonna turn that down a little. Yay. Hi. Hugs for Poishy. Thank you very much. Friends. Enemies. Past romantic partners and future nemesis. Welcome to the long haul. It's a celebration of simulation. My name is Shiv. Or Siobhan, depending on how much you want to get into the minutia of things. How y'all doing? How are you doing, Galax and Willow? How was your stream, Willow? This is the first time that I've played a new release on this stream, I think. I think I've done some American Truck Simulator DLC, but I haven't really played many new releases on this because they don't release simulators that I actually want to play super often. Great news, you're fully moved in. It's Harper from the previous game. Remember Harper Shaw? Great news, you're fully moved in, and the removal van's moved to the wash bay, awaiting your expertise. Don't think the van should pose too much trouble, despite you having to sell off most of your equipment. I know we got a bit carried away at the auction, but trust me, there's so much more potential in this place. Oh, and Jess says not to worry about paying for the van hire. In fact, she'll pay you. Oh, Scheisse, I forgot to fix the title. Oh no. Oh no. I goofed. I'm the goofer and the gaffer. Oh god. Do I remember how to do this? Mod view? Okay, I can do it in mod view. It's been so long, I forgot about an important step. I think that should have fixed the... Yeah, title is fixed. Okay. Okay, I fixed it. Everything's fine. There was never a problem at all. Of any sort. It wants me to do the tutorial. I've already played the demo of this, so I've done a couple of jobs already. Change stance. Yep. We're good. I can jump. I can rotate the nozzle. I'm still not clear on why there are two different washers. Even though I played the demo. Little Witch in the Woods is adorable? Hell yeah. I'm glad to hear it. The trailers and stuff for that game looked cute. I know a lot of people were making fun of it when it initially was announced because of a joke about Disco Elysium. Are we done with telling me what buttons I need to press now? Apparently not. Hi, Cora. Oh no, IP changed. Yeah, I'm glad that game appears to be good. Because it was getting dunked on a lot, because of that whole thing with Disco Elysium, where someone said something along the lines of, I'd love to play a game like this, except it's about like a little witch in a cottage in the Alps, searching for her lost cat or something. When, you know, the game that they were talking about is like deeply political and, yeah. Okay, so a few changes from this one. One, is that the default length? Okay, I guess it is. Hi, Weg. Nice to see you. Is somebody just taking the game's premise at face value and assuming it was about solving a mystery? Yeah. So one big thing that has changed about Power Wash Sim 2, coming from the first game, is that soap actually matters now. Instead of something that you buy, it's a resource that recharges over time, and instead of just cleaning stuff the same way as everything else, it basically loosens up the dirt and then you have to clean it off, like real soap. Which I think is pretty sick. So all that stubborn stuff just comes right off now. I think it was a good idea to change how soap works. Because soap just didn't matter in the previous game at all. I am going to have to get used to the buttons for it. Love soap. We care about and respect soap in this cable too. So you start out with an extension, which is interesting, and you start out with all of the nozzles, which is also kind of interesting. I think you didn't start with all the nozzles in the first one. It's been a while since I played the beginning of it. I'm just gonna kind of soap a bunch of stuff down until I'm out of soap, and then we'll just start cleaning regular style from there. Speaking of being out of soap. Okay. You had to sell most of your gear. Yeah, that's the backstory. And now you have an office building that you didn't have before. Rip Trident. The Trident is so fun. I assume it'll probably be back, but like very late game, kind of like the first one. Um, oh, I didn't. Sorry, sorry, Tammy. I didn't see that you said tomorrow is Tammy Day. Happy almost Tammy Day. It's cool that there's a whole day just for Tammy. More stand-up RPG, yeah. Yeah, people saw that and just assumed that someone made the thing that the meme was about, and it got a little bit of criticism for that, despite having absolutely nothing to do with that meme. Uh, that's all. I'm glad they still finished and released it and stuff, regardless of that weirdness. How are you doing, Cora? And how are you doing, Weg, also, if you're still, hanging out? I know you said you were just popping in briefly. A game wholly unlike and unrelated to Disco Elysium. Yeah, that would have cleared up some confusion, probably. Oh, you're so hungry. Oh yeah, they were another one of the many games that delayed their release to not be right next to Silk Song. Fair enough, honestly. Silk Song is really good. I still haven't actually finished the like true ending. But goodness, what an enjoyable video game. Cora, you should eat food. You still need to get it? Yeah. I would say it's very worth playing, but maybe be ready to be a little bit frustrated, because basically everyone but me seemed to get really frustrated at that game for its pretty high difficulty. I thought the difficulty level was good and fun, but it's definitely hard. I'm gonna start putting the word out for you everywhere I go. Thanks, Harper. Trust me, you're gonna get jobs coming in from all over. And you know how good my business names are. Harper Shaw. I can't actually do the Hornet voice. I'm recognizing what you're saying. I am acknowledging the memes. So yeah, I don't understand what the difference between these two are. Like, they don't seem to really perform any differently. And they both have the extended neck. And they both have the soap nozzle. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal with there being a separate one is. Maybe at some point you can get different attachments for them or something. Oh, there's no food to eat. Groceries on Sunday. Okay. I'm sorry. I should come over and cook you a nice meal. I wish I could. And then I'll write your name on every single inch of it so that no one tries to steal it from you. Oh, yeah, I remember this part being a little awkward in the demo. Rest assured, this game still does have awkward angles that are hard to clean. Word up, people. Caldera County's premier power washer is back up and running, so if your grubby house brings stink eye from the neighbors every trip of the car feels like a walk of shame, hit us up. Wow. No real life chat room based on proximity has ever gone poorly. God, remember, oh, what was the app even called? Like, I know Nextdoor exists, and that one is still around. And that one is rough and terrible and stupid. But what's the one I'm thinking of? It was, like, mainly meant for colleges, and was used a lot to, harass people and shit. Yik Yak, that's the one. I was thinking of like Tic Tac Toe, and I was like, that's not right. It's definitely not that. Yik Yak. Silly name, silly idea. Ended predictably. One of the kids used to say some insanely racist shit, so the school asked Yik Yak staff to tell them who posted it, and when they found out, they expelled him. Holy shit. What? I mean, great. Like, awesome, I guess, but the school could just do that? That was an option that the school had? Violates hate speech laws levels of bad. I see. That's rough. Glad they faced a consequence for that. Despite soap being an element that matters now, 15-degree nozzle does still kind of seem like the move for basically all of the cleaning. It's targeting things for me. Alright, now I gotta get on top of it. Oh, kitty. Hi. It's Bubbles. Oh, good baby. Transfer student cover rich Southern family the year. He didn't like how they covered the Civil War. Of course he didn't. Many such cases. Well, that's apparently as close as I can get it to the truck. I did this in the demo and I remember getting on top. There we go. Okay, the boxes are tall enough. Whoops. Yeah, I remember the kittens. There was a lot of stuff to do with cats in that one. I don't remember them having names. Did they have names and I'm just not remembering that? There we go. It's the bumper. There we go. Is this Buckingham's premier power washer? Rinse and repeat? Greetings for Detergento, where we need you to cleansify an unexpected discovery. Because the mayor skipped town, you kept all 3 of the cats and they're yours now. I see they still haven't fixed the camera angle issue. Wishy, just as enthralled by her sparkling removals van, she says she'll give you the first dibs on any furniture that she comes across, so keep an eye out for any new items appearing in the shop. It's all pre-restoration stuff, so pretty dirty, but I'm sure you're okay with that. Told you it would all come together. I guess, should we go to the home base? We should probably take a look around, I suppose. How do I go? There we go. That is the sound of drinking water. Yeah, so like I said, I played the demo, so I've already poked around here a lot. But yeah, you have your own little office space now. There's, I think, 3 total cats, which are the cats from the first game. Oh, in the home base pet, all 3 cats. I got an achievement for it. But you can customize it and move stuff around, and you get little trophies for each of the cleaning jobs, which I think is really cute. And then you have this map that you use to navigate. And then there's a big empty space down here that you eventually will fill up with stuff when you get furniture and whatnot. So, yeah, just a quick quick little look at that. Caldera County cryptids. Mount Rushless Mining Rush. Dr. Joseph making washing fun. Painting miniatures for beginners. An analysis of animation principles. Huh. We've got interests. A history of Santa hats. History of fountain vandalism in Muckingham. All right. Neat. Welcome to the town of Detergento, where the past meets the future to manifest a present that we can all live with. A thing happened to us the other day when I asked my colleague to do a deep dive on inventory on our public facilities. We found schematics for a revolutionary convenience installed in 2003, but then almost immediately forgotten about and assumed to be a bench. The whole thing is just pure Detergento. Photos of yourself in your full bodysuit. I think the power washer just looks like that. Oh, I forgot to get the gnome in the last level, but the gnome is in fact there. It's standing off to like the left of the building, watching you. And I think the one here was in a window, maybe? There he is. So, yeah, we still have gnomes. Should be a nice quick job, eh? We got gnomes. You're so right. Awesome. Cannot help but notice the thing. Yeah, it is called roof. I wonder why. I'm sure that means nothing. God, I'm so glad they made a second one of these. It feels good to do more of this. It's just a fun little, nice, chill, cool game for cool people. Okay. It's not quite breaking up the dirt enough to use a smaller one, or the bigger sizes, fully effectively. Sad. The green one works pretty well on a soaped surface. But I think this is going to be very much like the first game, where yellow is just the one that you do. What am I missing? There's a target. Oh, it's the thing around the edge here. Why is that being represented by a target in the center? Surprise! Golly. I wonder what this could be. Uppies. Yeah, I almost kind of wish I hadn't played the demo, because this was like a fun little surprising moment in the demo. The whole joke with this level is very cute, I think. Power wash services were camped out in the middle of nowhere and in one heap of filthy trouble. Can you help? I'll get to you later, Vicky. Oh yeah, but you'll notice it says WC there. It's a bathroom. This forgotten relic of public convenience. Public bathrooms are clearly new and revolutionary. Dirt on the bottom part here is stubborn. The top part cleans pretty easy. The bottom doesn't. I wonder, because this game and the developers are all British. Um, Actually, I know one of the people who worked on this game, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say who it is or not, so I'm not gonna. I wonder if in England, though, public toilets are labeled WC. I actually don't know. This one certainly is in this game. Designed by local visionary Nadia Vonnegut, the pop-up restroom was designed to only appear when needed. Relying on state-of-the-art camera systems and kinetic motion sensors buried deep within the sidewalk, it would detect the gait of passersby when relief was required and pop up in the nick of time. Oftentimes it knew even before they did. This just sounds overly complicated. Sounds like you're adding a whole lot of moving parts to something for no reason. Because it takes up the same amount of space either way. Wow. That's something that wouldn't work 100% of the time. Yeah, yeah. You know, not sure what to make of that. All right. I will say, there is one thing that I do not like looking at, even digitally, and it's a yucky bathroom. But thankfully, we're going to make the yucky bathroom clean. We're going to unyuck it. There's just a skeleton in it. Don't think there is. Could be one in the changing table. No, we're good. We're clear. Hey, Wish, you just heard that the fire chief's dog's gone missing. Oh, no. Oh, no, animals are going missing again. I would also be terrified of the bathroom that sinks into the earth. Yeah, this place has got to be mad stinky. We're taking care of it, though. Everything's fine. Panic over, the fire chief just left the back gate open. Vulcan's home now. Oh, good. I think I had the exact emotional reaction to that the game wanted me to. Gonna get my stepladder in here. What? I can't put my stepladder down in here? Wait, I can there. In this exact spot. There we go. That is a very good gag. It got me. And that line didn't pop up in the demo, which means I think I had literally the exact reaction that they wanted also, which was that, oh god, that wasn't in the demo. This must be important to the plot. Eh. Close. I'm trying to pick up my stepladder, not... Oh, is this just like stuck here now? Can I not pick this up anymore? Uh-oh. Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna have to deal with the stepladder in the middle of the floor. Oh god, Cora. You gotta be getting more food in your house for yourself. I know that's easier said than done, but god. spray down every inch of this place I can while I still have soap left. Okay, that's all the soap. Oh, you forgot to put your... You gotta put your food on the list. I'm sorry. I really want to get this out of the way, but I can't. Game can be a little buggy as a treat. I was gonna finish the roof first, and then I got distracted by the changing table. Wait, someone's only gone and added a restroom extension below the grubby open bench on Equinox Boulevard. Iconic. I'm already feeling the need. This is next level ingenuity. God. So silly. I love, like, the perfectly undisturbed fossilized toilet paper. I assume toilet paper can fossilize in 22 years. Also, the fact that, like, all of this space and, like, the whole pop-up structure and everything, and it's a single person stall. Is... I don't know if that's supposed to be a gag or not, but it is funny. So much for the tolerant left. I don't know how long ago you said that. I only just noticed it. What am I missing on the wall unit here that it's not clean? Ah. Details. You know, given this is like a restroom and everything, and I'm filling it with water, I feel like I should get like a wet floor sign set up. Someone's gonna go into the toilet that lowers itself into the earth and trip and then get lowered into the earth. This feels like a Final Destination set piece waiting to happen, I guess is what I'm getting at. That is what happens when you slip and fall. You get lowered toward the earth, but this bathroom will then bring you into the earth. It'll swallow you whole. All right. I think that worked out pretty good. Oh, good. It has a different camera angle for the inside. That's nice. Oh, as in break your neck, they bury you. I see, I see. Rinson, you'll be delighted to learn that the public facilities kinetic sensor has been updated and it's been successfully reintegrated into our public convenience network just in time for our upcoming Equinox Festival. I can state with confidence that you'll be hearing from us again. So, it said new item in the shop. Let's take a look at the shop. Okay, no skins right now. Deal for washing flat. Oh, this will tell us the difference between these. Cool. Flat surfaces at short range. Great entry-level washing experience. Power comparable to the medium-duty washers of its competitors, but at a cost to the area of effect. Okay, so there's trade-offs now. We got trade-offs in this game now. Oh, the step ladder just isn't there in the cleaning video. I didn't even notice. And then we got the furniture. Sure, I'll grab all of that. That uses a separate currency from the actual money you use to buy stuff, which is nice. I think that's true of like all of the cosmetics. So let's go green mode. I don't have enough to get the green gloves. I know that we don't like see ourselves really at all anyway, but you gotta be stylish. Oh, you can change the van too. Oh, that's cute. Okay, so that's the turbo nozzle, the spinning beam, yeah. Long extensions, extra long extensions. Huh. Interesting. So we have $600. Okay, so it kind of seems like I should probably not bother getting attachments for the 1500 and just wait until I can afford the 2,400. Because it's really just not that much money. And it has more attachment options, and basically the description just says it's straight up better than the initial one. So I think we just don't spend money until then. I can't leave that area. And we found the gnome already. Hello, gnome. There you go. Good things about the swirl force. Gotcha. Short range, flat surfaces. Yeah, okay, I'll grab it. So does this just, it just cycles between all of the ones I have? Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Oh! Oh, that's neat. Okay. So it sprays water down, but like if you get close enough, you just... Oh, that's really cool, actually. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, so let's move on. Metal detecto. So I'm gonna go back to the home base and we'll look at the furniture thing. Find some nickels. Hell yeah. So we access our own furniture. When you click it, it spawns into here and you have to clean it. Yeah, that is good for cleaning dirt on flat surfaces at close range. All of the furniture arrives covered in mud, yeah. Like, I know that what they want to capture here is, like, the rug washing videos, but I think that just wouldn't be possible to really do in a video game. There we go. And now we have a rug for our office space. Ain't it pretty? Yeah, the swirl force is kind of fun. I like how it moves around as it touches surfaces. That's cute. Thank you for saying that you heard good things, because I probably wouldn't have grabbed it otherwise. At least not anytime soon. Item cleaned. Lord Soul obtained. Nightmare slain. That's the Bloodborne one, I think. Okay. It's not really good for this because it's not a flat surface. Which is understandable. Great enemy felled. Taxes filed. So true. Um, It is a little awkward with the way its range works. But using it is fun. Why can't I place it like that? You're telling me I can't put the rug too close to the couch? I can't put the couch on the rug? Okay, that's a weird limitation. So much for decorating. Oh. Refund the game. Fuck it. Not allowed. And let's see the... Yeah, so we got a little thingy of the bathroom now, too. The little models are really cute. I like them a lot. Let me know when you found the place. We've already headed for home. Camping is definitely not for us, and a pair of boggy sprogs and one grubby hubby were in no mood to hang about, know what I mean? Don't really know what else to say about it at all. Suppose the muck tells its own story, don't it? Sure. I just drink some water. Reminder that water is good and you should drink it. Washer radial menu. Okay, okay. Neat. What kind of campsite is this? Did they erect a shed on the campsite? Oh, is that the beam from the big statue? I would have assumed that was gone. Wait, is that still the same big beam? There's the gnome. I can't go any further. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool detail. Yup, it's the beam. The round little cats. Yeah, the cats are really cute. I'm very glad that they left the cats in and stuff. Bubbles and Squeak is a British food? Huh. I just assumed they were cleaning references. I guess it can be both. A euphemism. The British equivalent of Netflix and chill. Bubbles and Squeak. Because they squeak when they have sex in England. Little known fact. Anyway, there we go. I'm getting used to the controls again. It's been a long time since I played Power Wash Sim 1. Mashed potatoes mixed with cabbage and sometimes diced ham, then fried. That sounds cute, or that sounds tasty. Sorry, I was gonna say cute to the mouse girl thing. This is a good little cute joke. And then I started answering both at once. Yeah, you can't really go wrong with putting stuff in mashed potatoes, I feel like. Talking is hard, you're so right. Camping is just something else, huh? It's almost like you're living in some lawless wilderness. Take this morning, for example. I thought I'd make us pots of delicious porridge to eat after mushroom picking in the woods. Uh-oh. Never a good start to a thought when you're talking about something you don't like. Unless that was the whole story. This isn't camping. Whatever these people were doing out here, it wasn't camping. This is like a whole ass structure. Glamping just is not camping to me most of the time, given the things that they have. I'm kind of a snob about it, apparently, even though I haven't camped in a million years. I think you're allowed to just be next to trees. It doesn't have to be camping. Staying in a building with a wood stove for heat they consider camping? I know people who live in a cabin with a wood stove for heat. Like, that's just their house. That's not camping. That is just a house. I went to that house for Thanksgiving once. It's really cute and pretty and adorable, and the views outside the window were gorgeous. And while we were there for Thanksgiving, and some wild turkeys walked by the house while we were getting dinner ready, so that was fun. Slept in the woods wrapped in 2 tarps and nothing else. Brutal. Welcome back, Willow. We're talking about what is and is not camping. But yeah, if you bring out like an RV, I will begrudgingly accept that as camping. Because it is just more comfortable to sleep in an RV than it is in a tent most of the time. Um, so I will begrudgingly accept that as camping, but this shit ain't camping. Cora, why were you wrapped in 2 tarps and nothing else? The more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, what the fuck? Did you not have like a sleeping bag for yourself? Were you just roughing it? Were you inside of a tent, or were you just doing that? Secret Boy Scouts thing. I'm not supposed to tell. Oh, you were being hazed. I see. You were being hazed. I understand now. Hazed on an organizational level. That never happened to me in the Boy Scouts. I didn't get very far in Boy Scouts, though. Didn't you get, like, really, really far? If I remember right. Maybe I just wasn't cool enough to make it to that point. Okay. When we got back from our walk, all our porridge had been eaten, even though Hovey likes his stone cold and I like mine boiling hot. To be fair, our kids' porridge was there for the taking, and as they like theirs somewhere in the middle. Okay. They make you do trials and shit to join. That sounds stupid. That's my hot take on that. It sounds stupid. A lot of things about Boy Scouts sound stupid in retrospect, I guess. To me, at least. I know a lot of people who had very good experiences with the Boy Scouts. I sure didn't. I mostly got called a faggot at camp, and that's about it. Was this also similar to some of your experience? Pretty good at being a scout, didn't enjoy the whole boy thing. That's fair. There we go. I keep having the extensions on without realizing it. They've dropped the Boy Scout moniker entirely. That's interesting. Struggling with plummeting membership rates. I mean, they had a lot of bad press about, like, taking away people's Eagle Scout status and shit for being trans, I think. I don't know if that's related necessarily, but I know they had a lot of bad press a few years back. Might also just be that people see less point in it these days. Which is maybe fair. I think everyone should have some experience camping so they know what to do if they ever have to. But, you know, that's about it. That and doing Pinewood Derby was about the only things I ever enjoyed about Scouts. Tell you something else. Something else that's weird about camping. Out here, everything has legs, even the logs. Huh? What does that mean? That's like a line from a fucking horror movie. What the fuck? That's like the creepy guy at the gas station, the last gas station before you get to the scary cabin. Tells you shouldn't go out there. Out there, everything has legs, even the logs. That's the vibe I get from that line. The long haul featuring Littlewood cars, yeah. Oh, one of the assistant scoutmasters from your troop is literally in prison for that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Maybe everything sucks forever. They just made like a bee sound effect next to my ear. Fucked up thing to do, game. Spooked me. Freaked me out a little. I got a little bit scared. Sometimes a plushie gets a little bit scared. And that's the bottom line. Because Stone Plush said so. How do you do like a plush Stone Cold Steve Austin? Like, is it Stone Plush doesn't work that well, I feel like. But neither does like Plush Cold. I don't know how to do regular Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think about that like fucking AI voice Stone Cold Steve Austin as a Toad in Mario. I think about that video a lot. A little bit of jumping? What? I can't remember actually all of the things, but I know he says that. And that's the bottom line, because Stone Toad said so. I can't actually do like a real Stone Cold accent. There are a few voices that I can apparently do pretty well, and that is not one of them. God, the fly or bee or whatever it is sounds right by the ear is weird. Jump scare. Eh. Game does not like being crouched over here, but I need to get at the bottom of the log. Okay, so... God, the swirl force is actually very satisfying to use. How cute. um... Boy. I thought I had something to say and then I completely lost it. I mean, speaking of wrestling, WWE is like fucking boned right now. They kind of threw away a lot of the goodwill and stuff that they got out of, like, abandoning Vince McMahon and his way of running things. My train of thought derailed. It's true. So here's the thing. Here's some wrestling stuff that's been going on in the last year. John Cena is doing his like retirement tour. He's retiring from pro wrestling allegedly. A lot of the time pro wrestlers do not stay retired, but he's also got an acting career, so he's probably going to stick with his acting career if I'm assuming. So he's doing his like retirement tour. And a big part of that was that he turned heel and beat the hell out of Cody Rhodes, who was the champion at the time. I think he's no longer the champion. I think Cena is right now. And basically said like, I've done everything in my wrestling career for other people. I'm doing this for me. I'm gonna walk away with the last real championship belt when I leave this company. And it's a cool little storyline. Like, it's the first time John Cena has been a heel since he first did a face turn. He started as a heel. He was like the white rapper character. And he was a villain. But then he did a face turn and became the John Cena everyone knows and loves. And it's almost kind of sad that he never got to do a heel run again. So it was cool that he got to do a heel run now at the end of his career. And then this fucking asshole, like makes children cry at events and then makes fun of them for crying and shit like that. Like, it's very something. Like, he's doing something interesting. And then like part of this whole angle that they were doing was that The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to, quote, sell your soul to me, to be a part of The Rock's faction or whatever, because The Rock came back for some fucking reason. And Cena was working for The Rock, basically. And then, Dwayne Johnson's a busy guy. He's in a million movies and shit now. So he ran off to go film some more movies, and then just sort of didn't come back to resolve that plot line in any way. So people got tired of it. And they decided to turn him back to a face. Just because the angle wasn't working without The Rock there. And it fucking sucked, and it ruined this whole storyline they were doing. And it's all because Dwayne Johnson is a narcissist that wanted to be involved with everything. Actually, I hate using the word narcissist because I feel like it has implications that it didn't used to have nowadays. But, like, he's a big celebrity boy, and he wants to be... Is this Spruce Spring Clean? Your friend Harper says you'd be up for helping me out. My house is nothing short of a national disgrace. Fucked up, man. Anyway, so WWE's whole, like, we got away from Vince McMahon and we're doing cool storylines now and we're letting people change their characters up and do new things, immediately just kind of fell apart. Like, right as it was kind of getting good. They sort of threw away everything they had going for them on that. I just heard that we've got our deposit back, and after watching that amazing vid, I'm not surprised. Incredible job. Thank goodness for you and that amazing portable power washer of yours. Hopefully the bear or whatever it is didn't wake up and bother you. We left it sleeping in the lodge and didn't know whether to mention it or not. God. That's funny. You open the door and a Boss Health bar appears. So true. God, these are so cute. I really love the little figurines. What a cute idea. Who were the pacifists? Oh, there's articles to read. Oh, there's pictures of the kitties. This is Harper's pinboard, apparently, according to the achievement I just got. The town with no cats. Muckingham, population 121,354. Cat population, 0. That was the situation in the sleepy seaside town of Muckingham found itself in when, for 3 long weeks, it became one of the oddest places on Earth. For the citizens of Caldera County, things got real weird real quick when the local volcano, Mount Rushless, suddenly lurched out of dormancy. UFOs were spotted flying out of the volcano's caldera, cats went missing en masse, and an ancient civilization was mysteriously unearthed on their doorstep. But some are theorizing that the whole thing might actually be due to the tech startups of Sponge Valley, even the UFOs themselves. I believe that is actually canon, if I'm remembering the story correctly. Focal point, enigmatic and man of mystery Blake Thrust. With the dust having literally settled from Mount Rush's brief and inexplicable foray out of dormancy, one lingering question remains. Who was Blake Thrust? What did the genius maverick want in the volcano? Did he mean to destabilize it? Why did he allow Thrust Industries to be taken away from him? Unfortunately, we may never know. The Buckingham Herald. What is he up to? It's been 3 long years since the old mayor of Buckingham, Jeff Jefferson the 13th, fled the town, leaving chaos, anger, and a whole heap of egg splats in his wake. Whilst many are still shaking their heads as to how he managed to shake off the cast iron case against him, there are now rumors that he intends a comeback. Uh-oh. You have to clean the world's dirtiest bear while it tries to eat you. God. Who were the pacifists? Since their discovery deep within the Makuaitu Desert, the mysterious civilization behind these curious artifacts has been the subject of a million memes. But behind all the jokes, there are genuine anomalies which have thus far baffled science. The curious statue, which had become lovingly known to locals as the Buckingham Merman, has issued a constant beam from a large gemstone on its forehead since its unearthing. No one knows how it is doing this or even why. That's just a picture of the Buckingham Merman. Alright. If we don't start getting into longer mission things immediately, then there's a good chance that we can just kind of do one more. We'll see what happens. So this is Trilobito Lodge. Apologies for how filthy it is. I just got back from a dig in Alaska to find the house looking like this, and my other half, Karen, apparently vanished into thin air. It wouldn't be the first time. Whenever she gets a whiff of anything interesting, that's her gone for months. Yuri House. Yuri House. Yuri House. Dink my funny warder. Ooh, we have a power lift now. Let's see if we can find the gnome. Eh. One of the cats is up on the garden wall. Did I miss it? Oh, yeah. Yay. And I saw the third one over here. Alright, we've done our cat petting duties. I don't immediately see the gnome, so maybe we'll come back to that after we're done with this. Meow. Coratorium says meow. What could it mean? What mysterious message is she trying to get across? Ah, I probably should have mentioned that the house is directly underneath the beam's path and the firing line for the famous merman hum. I did notice the merman hum. Okay, that was weird. I'll take it, I guess. I guess I don't know how audible the hum is on stream, but it's definitely making a noise. I'm going to be quiet for a sec. Yeah, I don't know. Buckingham has changed a lot. Can't hear it, but you don't have headphones on or anything. It's pretty quiet even on my end, so... And I don't think it's, like, super audible on stream, probably. Honestly, if I was a real power washer, what I'm doing right now would be a real rookie mistake, I feel like. If this game was slightly more realistic. Because the grime flows down, so you should do the higher stuff first, I assume. That seems like something that you wouldn't think of a lot of the time unless you have done it before. It's these edges that are not getting fully clean. There we go. God, these games are still... This game is still so nice. I'm not as used to talking constantly on stream anymore, so I feel like I have less to say than I used to. I guess it's been like, I think like 8 or 9 months since I streamed. I'm gonna try to bring the long haul back to being a regular thing in my life. It's just that there's been a lot going on mentally and such. But I hope I can simply become the long haul again. And I also really want to do some other stuff with cable too, just shows that are not just playing a game. Personally, I love the Beam's gentle hum, but it drove Karen to distraction. Actually, maybe that's why she's not here. Uh-oh. Yuri House breakup? Over hum sound? I hope Yuri House isn't breaking up over hum sound. We need all the Yuri we can get. Girls need to love girls or the world will end. So, for Cable 2 stuff, I kinda... I've had in the works, probably for multiple years at this point, this wrestling show, like fictional, recaps of the events in a fictional wrestling league, or promotion, I should say. They're not really leagues because the things happening in them aren't real. Um, but yeah, like fictional wrestling promotion. This is an idea that I've had and have been on and off working on for a couple of years. But I've found it difficult to want to do that one because of my frustrations with the wrestling industry the last couple of years. And that stuff has, for the most part, only gotten worse. So that's fun. That's fun and cool. You know, sorry, not to talk about wrestling industry stuff again, but like wrestling inside baseball, but like, them WWE dropping Vince McMahon felt like it was going to be like a big revolution and like a lot of good things were going to come of that, and that was true for like a few months. And then they just kind of went back to doing a lot of the same old shit that people were already not enjoying about the way Vince McMahon ran the company. And that kind of resulted in the position that we're in now, where it all just kind of sucks and they have some of the worst numbers that they've ever had. They're making ESPN a whole lot less money than ESPN expected to make off of them. They're continuing to do shows in Saudi Arabia, which is super cool. Super cool of company to do official support for kind of an awful situation. Massive price gouging. I know that the ESPN service is expensive. Are you referring to something else other than that? Like I know that Peacock was like $12 a month, and the ESPN service is $30. Oh, tickets, like actual tickets. That doesn't surprise me. It disappoints me a bit, but it does not surprise me. Also, hi Game Quoter. I don't know if you've talked tonight yet. Thanks to Game Quoter for paying for this game so that we could get it on stream. Having our biggest gate ever. Right. I know that WrestlePalooza was supposed to be a big deal, and they were trying to position it as like, it's WrestleMania in the autumn, and it's going to be a huge, massive deal. And then it was a huge letdown, and they also brought Brock Lesnar back for it, despite there being a good possibility that he is a bad person who did some bad things that I don't want to get into on stream. Frustrating. It's frustrating to like wrestling because even in indie promotions, everything is so blah. Stuff gets so frustrating and bad so quick. The Mariners lost a baseball game recently. Also, this is the Shiv sports update. Recently, the Mariners lost a baseball game, and it was very disappointing. Something that I don't remember where, but I saw someone say somewhere that the Mariners' favorite hobby is to make you think that they're finally going to win something. And finally, like have a big success and a good season. And then at the last second, they fool you. And that's their favorite hobby, is to fool you like that. And, it held up this year. They made it to the playoffs. They made it all the way to the championship. Crushed for 2 games, and then got crushed for 3 games. Well, yeah. And then in this best of 7, it was 3-3, so it was the last game. And they dominated most of that game, and then at the last minute, lost it. So, they could have gone to the World Series for the first time ever, and then they did not. The Mariners have never gone to the World Series. To be fair, the team's not that old. I think it was established in like the 70s or 80s or something. But still, it's the principle of the thing. But yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is that sports are bad and you should never get your hopes up about anything. Anything involving athletics, don't worry about it. Watching baseball isn't about watching your team play and having a good time. It's about being sad. It validates all your existing life choices, such as not liking sports, I assume. Wait, where's the beam gone? Oh. Oh, the beam. Oh, no, the beam's gone. Wait, can I, like, see the chat somewhere? I feel like I missed something in the chat because I was talking and cleaning at the same time. Oh, wow, my field of view is only 70. That explains some of my discomfort. Um... No? Okay, well, I guess I can't look back at the chat, but the beam's gone. That's fucked up. And I mean, they're right. The beam was apparently keeping the volcano in check. It stopped the volcano from erupting last time. I'm sure the beam will come back. It'll be fine. Nothing weird and catastrophic has ever happened in the Power Washer Sim games. Imagine the volcano erupts mid-mission and ash falls, it fills the sky, and when your vision clears, the entire neighborhood is covered in soot, and you just sigh and start over from 0%. God. That would be a really funny gag. I saw Spirited Away in the theaters the other day. That was pretty sick. I love animation. Animated movies are cool. There should be more movies that are animated. Driving away at the end from the only clean house in the entire town. God. I'm gonna try to get all the way through this this mission, but fair warning, I'm starting to get sleepy, so I might have to hop out at some point. Imagine if there were more animated movies and they were good and not bad. That's so true. I'm always saying that. Then have I gotten the whole first floor now? I think so. There we go. Sick jumps. Jeff Jefferson the 13th. How do, Dirt Finder? It's been a while. I have a big job for you. Giant, in fact. A billboard with the greatest announcement in the history of our county. I don't know if I should be talking to you, Jeff Jefferson the 13th. You almost blew up the world. Which isn't very cash money of you, if I'm being honest. Great sign that the mayor's back. He's already put up a billboard that's completely covered in shit. I'm sure it's fine. All right. What? Can I get it closer? No, I can't. I did say where. I have officially become a girl who says weh. And I'm not even a girl. That's the fucked up thing. I guess I'm a girl sometimes, sort of. You know, it really depends on what you mean by girl, I guess. That won't clean for some reason. Oops. You say where, I say no. You say blah. I don't know. I couldn't come up with an actual funny joke to continue that. I just stole your joke instead. I thought I had more. I thought I had more and I lost it. I goofed. You say blah, I say oh, whoa. God. That's really good, actually. Good shit. Famous band The Bingles. You're so right. Automod stopping you for posting that is funnier than the actual joke. Well, I posted it anyway. I define girl as one who identifies as female, which sometimes you see more envy really though, question mark. I don't really identify as a person as such. The issue with me in relation to gender is that I'm not like a person. I'm sort of just like a thing. I could be a chocobo if I wanted to. But a chocobo is an animal, and I'm not really an animal either. I'm just kind of a thing. You know? You know how it is. I mean, there's a reason I mostly try to go by its pronouns. And it's not because I want to be a little freak who makes people uncomfortable. That is a side benefit. I do get to be a little freak who makes people uncomfortable with that, but honestly, in person, I'm kind of bashful about it. I went to a party a little while back that was like all trans people are people who are very cool about that kind of thing. And when everyone was kind of going around introducing themselves, because there were a lot of new people there, including me, I said, like, I go by its, but, whatever you want to call me is fine. And like, the people in the room who I knew got grumpy at me for saying that. Like, no, we're gonna call you by your fucking pronouns, idiot. Shiva's second favorite plushie? That's fair. You don't even have to say second favorite, honestly. You can put me, like, several tiers down. Get gendered, idiot. Fuck you. Validates your gender. I guess this is a contrast, or like an update to an issue that I talked about at a previous Power Wash Sim episode of Long Haul a very long time ago. Uh, where it was basically the same issue, but I was kind of talking about how, like, I want to go by any pronouns because I want it to be as frictionless as possible, where people don't have to think or whatever. They could just kind of call me whatever comes to mind. But also, I would rather be called it's. Yeah, I just kind of go for it's now, really. Not everyone calls me that, which is whatever. I don't mind so much, but like I have a preference. Leia's out right now. Hello, Leia. I hope you're well. I don't think I've spoken to you in quite a while, or at least not in a direct way where it was clear it was you. I'm doing this in like the most wildly inefficient way possible, but I'm having a nice time, so it's fine. I like how I was like, yeah, as long as this next one's not like a huge one that takes a long time, and it absolutely is the first one that's kind of big and takes a long time. Can I not just get into there? Wah. Wah. There we go. What is a theodolite? Wait, I'm Googling this real quick. Precision optical instrument for measuring angles between designated visible points in the horizontal and vertical planes. Traditionally used for land surveying, but also used extensively for building and infrastructure construction. Huh. Neat. Sure your brain's been in a rough place as of late? Yeah, for sure. Well, I hope things continue improving. It seemed like it's been a bit better in the last couple weeks from talking to you, so hopefully that's a good sign. The spin force is really fun, actually. I like it. Water takes a moment to sheet down off of smooth surfaces, so it washes the soap off automatically. Huh. That's interesting. Data suggests that all is well on Mount Rushless, no seismic activity whatsoever. That's good. Calvin is, I believe, the geologist guy from the first game. Names. Thanks, son. Good to know. Don't be late tonight on Doris's round. We got meatloaf. I'm remembering some of these names, but I've never been great at remembering names, so. I do remember the guy who types in all caps. I don't know why I'm doing this. I could use the spin force. Or the swirl force, whatever. I can get that upgrade now. Oh yeah, I do have 1200, huh? So I can get the... the Prime Vista 2400. Grab the short extension for it. Okay. The soap nozzle is extra. that this should be a more powerful version of the exact same thing, based on what the descriptions and stuff say. Okay, I think that's the entire balcony area here taken care of. Whoops. I always forget in this game that you make money during the mission, like it doesn't just all come at the end. So you can actually buy things like that on the fly. The way this thing moves is really strange. Cool. How much was the soap nozzle? I believe it was 220. 2400. 375. Okay, way more than I thought. But yeah, 375. Well, why do you ask? Just to keep track of the number, so if I forget again, you can tell me. Probably. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That's very Tiana of her. Tiana? I've always pronounced it Tiana in my head. I don't think I've ever actually had to say it out loud. I hope I've not been mispronouncing her name for a million years. An abbreviated T, so closer to Tiana? Okay. Gotcha. Well, whoopsie. Where? I should really be doing this like one section at a time instead of sort of randomly going to different areas like this. That's true. That's very, very true. Wah. You feel called out. I'm so sorry. We're horrible. We're horrible and rude and mean to you. I mean, I assumed that she was. I assumed she was being humorous about it. I feel like if she wasn't being humorous about it, she would kill me with swords. Goodness. I'm becoming the faller offer. Oh, yeah, I know. Sorry, I was just being silly. I know you're not exactly, you know. You know. Brains is brains. What you're telling me is that she would not kill me with swords, she would kill me with hammers. Sometimes brains is stuffing, it's true. Wishy, I've just heard from Sonia. The beam's gone because someone's stolen the mermaid's gems. Oh gosh, I wonder who that must have been. What probably is not going to happen that I think would be really funny in this game, that I think would be really funny for the sequel here is that the entire like world is ending plot happens off screen and you're not involved in it in any way. You're just like cleaning regular houses and stuff the whole time. That would be really funny, I think. You're definitely going to be involved in it at some point. But it would be a good bit if you weren't. Harper's going on this like world sweeping adventure to get the gems back and you're like, yeah, I'm going to clean this house. Sorry, Harper, I got to take care of this public restroom. You know how it is. They took his fucking balls. You're right, Cora. Going along and cleaning up after the epic adventure. It's a Viscera cleanup detail. That game where you're basically a janitor hired to clean up after action video games happen. You have to mop up all the blood and put all the guts in bins and stuff. Eh. Dang, I was really hoping that would work. My extenders aren't long enough. Okay, I sort of see what's going on here. Dirt Finder, we've retrieved the gem, but it's fucking filthy. Did you just drop this in a mud puddle so I would feel included? That's fair. Viscera is a little gross. Or a lot gross. I was just trying to think of something But it has like kind of that exact concept where you're just kind of hanging out, cleaning up after the big adventure passes through. But yeah, it is a little bit icky, and yucky. Viscera Circuit. That's so true. The funny girl from Holmes Tuck. Sorry, I'm kind of low energy now. I started with a lot of energy. But I have had weirdly fluctuating energy levels recently. Need to sit down and read Homestuck? No, you don't. You definitely don't. During my current reread, I'm thinking that yeah, actually it is worthwhile to reread and to read in general probably, but you really don't have to. I think if you want to understand a lot of fundamental things about the way my brain works, it would be a good thing to read Homestuck, which I think is the only reason Tia is reading it. Yeah, it's last time I read it I felt like it had aged really badly, but this time I'm reading it it's like no, this actually aged really well. Like, you know, it's got some slurs that we said a lot in 2009, which isn't ideal, but you know, it is what it is. That's how teenagers talked back then. It is a comic about teenagers back then. But like aside from that, honestly, it's just very good all around still. There are more slurs than I remember. I did remember there being a lot of R slur. I didn't remember that there was like I remembered there was exactly one joke about the F slur. I mean, I said faggot on the stream earlier. I say faggot and tranny sometimes. That's just a things that I call myself. There is one joke about like fag with a like future arachnid grip. But I thought that was it for that one, and it turns out that is not the case. That's popped up a couple of times. Even before we make it to that particular joke. I should probably use the thing that is for doing this kind of surface. Probably have a bit of an easier time. You know, I just kind of realized just now that I'm kind of in a position where I don't actually know if saying those kinds of things is allowed on Twitch. I hope it's not a big deal. I don't want to get anyone into trouble. It's just words that I myself identify by or with at times. Anyway, that being said, yeah, the slurs come up more than I remembered them coming up. But aside from that, and a couple of jokes that just haven't aged very gracefully, on account of being references that are specific to the time, by and large, it's aged really well. It is probably fine. I just have an anxiety disorder, you know. Yeah, the Bill Cosby references really did age the worst of a lot of the stuff there, huh? Truly bizarre. I just want this to be somewhere else that isn't in my immediate way, please. That'll do. No way. I didn't say where that time. I'm multifaceted. Sometimes I don't say where. Okay, so the sides of that are still dirty. But I will get to that in a bit. Wah. I guess by a bit I mean basically right now. Dang. Ugh. First floor window frame. Okay. That's why I'm having trouble aiming at it. Because they have the big extension on it. Alright, so let's see if we can find this gnome. I didn't see it anywhere on or around the house, so I have to assume it's poking its head out in the background somewhere. Let me pet you. It won't let me pet him. Even when he's making the cutest little sounds and noises, I can't pet him. Inside you there are two wolves. One says weh, the other doesn't say weh. So true, honestly. You see from the roof? Good question. I thought for a second I saw it right there, but guess not. Okay, let me let's do this thing real quick so I can get the giant job complete thing off my screen. Excellent job, Sprucey. I can see why Harper recommended you. Spotless house, hum reduced to 0. Now all I need to do is find out what Karen's up to. Yuri house saved. We did it. All it takes to keep Yuri alive is the power of washing. A little power washing joke for you there. I don't see the gnome. Where is this gnome? Where is his home? Where did he go? I don't know where he is either. It's not just like tucked into one of these bushes or something, is it? Like, usually they're placed more obviously than that, but... It just occurred to me that it could be in a tree or something. Golly, I don't know. You just make the sweetest little kitty noises. I might give up on this one. I'm doing the rounds like one more time to look up in the trees and stuff a little bit, but if I don't spot it, I don't spot it. It's no big deal. Sorry, my microphone stand just squeaked. I don't know how audible that was. Probably very. It feels like it should be obvious, and it's just not anywhere. Perhaps the real gnome is the lesbians we made along the way. Is that possible? There's a gnome in your base, huh? I know there's one in the level where you clean the car. I wonder if it's the same gnome. Oh, get the soap. Well, I'm kind of wrapping up anyway, so. Okay. Cool. Now we can soap it up with this one. Yeah, I think we're giving up on gnome. There's no way I can find it. See, unless it's like that way over there. Like there's a shape that looks gnome-like, but it's too distant. And on my screen, not very high resolution to tell. Location unknown. These are good jokes. Okay, I need to stop looking. I can't obsess over this. Alright, well. Oh, big stretch. Unfortunately, my animated little friend guy, me, can't do big stretch. But, yeah, this is the first long haul in like 8 or 9 months, I think. It's possible it's less than that, but I think it's at least that. Or at least at most 9 months. Anyway, yeah, I feel good about this. I had a good time, and I enjoyed hanging out with people as always. Friends, enemies, past romantic partners, and future nemesis. Thanks for watching The Long Haul. It's a celebration of simulation, and now it's over. I don't remember how to do an outro. Bye.